Chapter 14, Central Park. The following day, Abooksigun got up, walked the perimeter, and finished reading the memorial. Looking past the memorial, he saw the bubble had disappeared from around the city and was replanted with enormous vines and rods. He ordered everyone that stored what they needed before to get some rest as the day passed. He checked on everyone and bimbilipm, taled a meeting ok, what do we all know? Akutukananu said, Tese vines are the soul of the people bastet has possessed. The more souls, the more powerful she gets. The more she grows, which causes the vines to grow, becoming rods and then actual trunks, and the trunks just get thicker. La Rogue joined in, saying our abilities to produce fire and it only slow them down. Abooksigun thought, rub your bodies and hands with the content from the sun and say if that works. If the weapons can work with the sun, it seems like it would do the same with that which your gifts are produced from. Which causes this demon great pain but doesn't kill her. Akutukananu agreed by saying, the real trees and other vegetation are being possessed by her powers and combining their spirit with the souls of humans. She is manipulating nature's spirit and human souls. You are killing the individual soul but not her. When that soul has been ripped apart from her, that is what is causing her so much pain. We need to make contact with her to kill her. Abooksigun is confused. How do we know which is her and which is the people she possesses? Akutukananu said, we must get the sun inside her mouth, ears, or eyes. The only things we know for sure are hers. La Rogue says, how do we get to her when those vines and roads are all over? She will know when we are near because we relic alarms being set off when we get near them or touch those vines. Abooksigun said, we need crafts. Alda said, 4 of our men that have the gift of flight have flown over the city since the bubble has gone down and said, the roads look like giant snakes playing in the mud, and the stench of the sewage is unbearable. Abooksigun talk of his son, Esau in my father's past that they treated a thunderstorm by dropping the content from the sun into lakes, rivers, and even ditches. I want to do the same thing. Akutukananu and Abooksigun went to both sides of Liberty Island and poured a drop of the sun into the water. Abooksigun said, I don't know how long it takes, but give it a minute, and everyone that controls the elements needs to create a thunderstorm until the sewage drains off, and it will cause those roads to die. Later, we'll go in and finish crafts for everyone. We can't stay here. Akutukananu and Abooksigun waited and looked on, amazed as the thunderstorm devastated the land as they remained there. Akutukananu pulled Abooksigun to the side while the rest looked on. I've been trying to tell you something since Abavanan left for Atlanta, but there has been chaos, so this seems like the best time to tell you I'm pregnant. Abooksigun was so happy he grabbed her. That's great. How far along are we? Akutukananu smiled, about 3.5 to 4 months. They talked about the baby until a putrid smell came from off the island caused by the thunderstorm, and clouds of dust covered the land as a mighty howling echoed through the land, a sound they had never heard before. Akutukananu shouted, she must have released the soul. The pain was probably too great for her. We can go in and search for her now. I feel my sister is well. She's weak but fine. Abooksigun shook his head, I ain't going nowhere until that smell is gone. We'll wait a little while longer. After 4 hours of rain. It's a quarter to one, Alda sighed impatiently. Abooksigun called those gifted with the ability to manipulate water and asked them to create an ite brigade to Liberty State Park. The smell of sewage was still strong as La Rogue instructed the people, try not to inhale that smell too much, or else you will get hydrogen sulfide poisoning, which irritates eyes and causes respiratory problems. So, if you feel nervousness, dizziness, nausea, headache, and drowsiness, fall back until we find some medical supplies. After 20 minutes, Abooksigun, using his gifts, sent the spectators ahead to locations to find face masks and ski crafts. Walking across the Ike Bridge, they all marveled at the building and the different structures, all with its beautiful minus altos dam spider webs. I want then its beauty, but the devil can't make a heaven on earth. Abooksigun whispered to himself. After they all made it across and gathered on the shoreline, Abooksigun remembers his dreams as the spiders covered the entirety like a blanket with cobwebs. A vision of the future also came to him. First thing first, those that were possessed are no spiders. The rain might have gotten a lot of them, but definitely not all of them. And I can assure you that you don't want to be bitten by one of those. So, those with the gifts of fear scorched the land and surfeit of everything to kill these bugs, and let's proceed. They walked the streets looking for medical supplies and ski crafts as Abooksigun meditated on his future visions. Not on a body in sight. Did this witch actually turn all these computers into her pets? Hafez agreed, we haven't seen on a body since we searched the area, but plenty of cedars. I was reading some notes and documents where they ridicule us calling us warriors. Abooksigun smiled, uhile replying, ilike that name cause 30 is old, and there is more than 30 of us know anyways. I think il use it we are no warriors, and it has a ring to it. They walked for over an hour, and by the time they reached Higuay Sabini Nanane, they found on 150 workable ski crafts. Bine a man still dark outside, Akutukananus wounds are healed from the fig at tattoo, but the torn tissues memory lives on in her mind. Akutukananu says a vision that flashes across her mind. She can say where the demon has her sister and their location. In the vision, she walks through an odd forest as her grandmother did before her. There is a particular spot in this forest that is consecrated to evil. The trees are giving off an evil presence. Chess. Walking on an enormous vineuhile hearing whispered words that penetrate her inner ear, daughter of Uijema, welcome home. As her vision continues, she looks around to see people walking on the large man-made bridges that lead to nowhere. They are in a trance and cannot hear. Akutukananu hears more whispers around her as she proceeds to the fallen angel's dwelling. The plants are speaking to her all at once. Stop. Do not come to this evil plate. Akutukananu says, Uho are you that speaks to me? I am here for my sister, her voite a choice. Akutukananu snaps back to herself from the vision. Abooksigun asks, are you ok? She smiles, yes, I just had a vision. The elderly and children were the first to retrieve ski crafts until they found 200 more as they reached Jersey City, heading into Hoboken. Bithe Timotei reached we hauken, everyone sat comfortably on ski crafts as they passed enormous statues and monuments of Abenians. The group is traveling over the Hudson River following the Lincoln Tunnel. They flew very low and slowly to avoid any unknown detection. Concerned, Abooksigun quietly asked again, "Are you ok anu? Akutukananu quietly says, "I will be once I rescue my sister from this evil witch." Abooksigun reassures Akutukananu, "We will get her back, anu." But I need you to remain focused. What are the three saying? Confused, Akutukananu says, "They are all talking at once. The possessed as well as the living, and it's hard to focus. I have never dealt with anything like this before." Abooksigun instructs her, "Then pick on a voice out of them all and ignore all the others." Akutukananu focuses on a voice, and she hears, "Follow the Hudson River north on 8th Avenue and strike to Central Park. You will find a dock midway up. From there, it is a walk through the forest. The devil's den will be 4 miles inland. Bastet is expecting you." Akutukananu says the plans pointing and says to Abooksigun, "Midway, we should say a dock somewhere. I do not know which side of the river it will be on, so you will have to keep an eye out for it from there. It will be a 4-mile walk to Bastet's home. The ski crafts will be unable to flee through the thickening forest." Abooksigun amused, alleged, sounds like fun. The group travels 2 miles up the Hudson River and reaches the Tater dock. They land their ski crafts on the land. Millions of speeders have been following and surrounding them. Abooksigun instructs Tose to create anything with the sun that creates a mist, smoke, or even vapors that will keep the speeders at bay, and insists that everyone gets some rest. La Rogue is instantly unnerved at the evilness coming from the forest side. "This is an unholy plot. Alda," he says, "be silent, La Rogue. Lower your voice. Will you have our enemies know that we are here?" But La Rogue doubles down on his words. "The enemy already knows that we are here, Alda. And already plotting our demise." Abooksigun rebukes them. "What? Shut up, both of you. Do you not realize this foe is playing mind games and toying with your emotions and your fight?" A wicket of laughter echoes out of the forest, which catches everyone's attention. The Abre is frightened. Fear sets among them all. The Abre backs away. The Abre. A wicked voice calls out to her, and the Abre screams, "Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone." The Abre is on her knees, clenching her ears as terror spreads among the warriors. But Abooksigun stands his ground. "Satan. The Lord rebuke you." The wicked laughter fades and the fear invoked by Bastet leaves. Abooksigun demands all of you. Start praying and giving about glory. Concentrate your means on only that which is holy. If you let her in mentally, she has already defeated us because of it. No more fear. No more uncertainty and no more doubt. You have a guardians for a reason, and you fail to listen. Well, listen or die. Especially you, the Abre, you have a purpose, but you let fear consume you. Abooksigun grabbed a broken mirror and showed it to the Abre. "Change into the form of Oldone, no dung, tese people loved you and no aregone, cause they fought for righteousness. No, change into tose who have hurt you. Tese people have you doubting and in a state of hopelessness. Lock them in their ears and defeat them cause if you don't, you will die. Sabaoth called you for nothing but for greatness, and you don't say it, all you say is your pain. That pain was to touch you and mold you into who he wanted you to be. Be it, or get the fuck on. Because you will be the death of us all if you don't. The Abre walked off in tears, and Abooksigun ran off behind her. Abooksigun built a fire, took a few cantons of water, poured a few drops from the sun, and passed it around to the kids and elderly, and after a wall of smoke and mist engulfed the campsite, they rested as he mediated. Abooksigun and the Abre talked about what Abooksigun had said. "Ik know he's rigged, but me mean sometimes gets the best of me," the Abre said. Abooksigun smiled. "What you don't get is it happens to all of us, but we must listen to our hearts and the guardians. There have been times when he didn't listen either, but when he did, Sabaoth gave me strength unimaginable. That's all he's saying. We all do silly things when we are hurt and go so far as to hurt others to make them fail, as we do this demon which has used that hurt to trick me sister, to possess her. I can't entirely agree with everything she has done, but we are trying to save the same person because our love for each other has us where we are now. So stop doubting and listen to your heart." I agree with Bok when he said you wouldn't be here if Sabaoth weren't with you. You wouldn't be enlightened. 13. Years together has to count for something. Now, let's get something to eat. The group starts praising Sabaoth and consecrating themselves before walking further into the forest. Abooksigun stopped the people. "When we come here, there were 32 of us, and Sabaoth has us outnumbering 2,500. Stand in Sabaoth and be strong. I have foreseen the future, and we will be victorious. Everyone, turn on your earpiece and listen to my commands, and then we will go home to Arizona and live in peace." Abooksigun and Abooksigun gave everyone a drop from the sun, told them to wipe their fat hands and feet with the content, and commanded them not to wipe it off until Bastet was dead. Looking at Ethan, Abooksigun said, "Take off your sandals and let this demon feel your wrath." Maven, Omarion, Rana, Hafez, and all speedsters, listen to me carefully for every second counts. Segomotso, use your vision so we might know where the true demon is. Blacken Hound, La Rogue, Alda, and Gata stand together and fig together. Your strength is needed to the rigged side of the enemy. Lanzo, Damerai, and Waitse, I only need you three to the left. There will come a time to die when we will perform our katas. And I will need you all to clap your hand when I shout, pointed you. Like the walls of Jericho, Sabaoth will knock down this beast, entertain our enemy with eternal death, and deliver us from our pain. They finally reached the den of Bastet on an open forest floor. Covered in a unique-looking tarp the size of tattoo, looking at it carefully, Abooksigun heard the words of Abavanan. They created a flexible nanorobotic aramid fiber integrated with wase sweets. Abooksigun tells Ethan, "You stay here. You'll know when to act when that time comes." He noticed that the area is covered with gigantic vines and roads traveling in either direction, above and below, as the warriors slowly and cautiously walk on a that is 50 feet wide until they reach the forest's center. Abooksigun says solid land and jumps off the vine as the rest follow suit. Abooksigun whispers to Rana, Therain didn't get in here, you and Hafez send spades and some back to the river and form a small ditch and allow the river to flow as close as possible to the entrance. Stand with Ethan, when he leaves, you release that water into this plate. Go and go now, but leave 4 spades here. Big Ma got excited after walking on that large vine. She knew that they were there but didn't attack, cause she was up to something. Abooksigun said the same thing and told the men, I don't know what she's up to, but just listen carefully. 50 yards ahead of them, amidst the cavern, there sat a naked woman with 3 sets of breasts and what appeared to be twigs shooting out of her head. Spiders surrounded her that continuously bore holes into her skin. When Abooksigun got close enough, the spider stopped, and she opened her eyes. As she spoke, the Venus formed a dome around them the size of a stadium. Come in, Abooksigun, and you brought me child, and she sweet twins. Interesting, all I needed were to conquer this world. Now, I have to more to add to my collection. My master will be pleased. Are you sure you won't want to join our family? You can rule the earth with your children alongside you. Akutukananu whispered, even I didn't know they were twins. Abooksigun walks closer, so you know me biname, then you must also know me father. Do you think he would join forces with evil? You take lives and cause pain. Do what you do, but personally, I don't worship anyone who only takes lives. Can you give a life? No. So, bitch fuck you. Bastet laugus, what your father did was just a mere setback. My master will conquer this world and everyone in it, and who will be God then. Abooksigun whispered in his ear calling for the 4 spades to ready the contents with the water and the content from his son, saying, she will grow to an enormous size. I need you to rate up to her ears, to on earth see the boot fluctuate your spades because she will tame you and kill you if you keep the same spade. Once in her ear, punch a hole in the content, throw it in her ears, and let the content flow down, causing her great pain. It will eventually reach her and not the souls she torments. It will distract her, as soon as you hear me say the word go in my sentence, you go. Abooksigun walks in front of the demon. Sorry about that. We're trying to walk out some minor details, but it's fitting how we end up in such a beautiful place with such an evil and ugly as demon as yourself. Before Central Park was Central Park, it was Seneca Village, a prosperous community of mi people. At least 2/3 wakatilians trying to escape racial discrimination. Bastet began to grow, we start shit important to me. Abooksigun laughed, hold on, let me finish. You will find out its relevance when I finish. No, where was I? Oh, they owned homes, voted, and lived peacefully for 32 years. Andrew Williams and Epiphany Davis were 2 of the most successful men, and did you know that they even had a church, a Mission church? This community had a school and gardens, raised livestock, and let's not forget that God ole fishing rigged up the road. But New Yorkers wanted a park, and they took this land from me people just like they did Charles and Villa Brute and many other places. Abooksigun notices a consimbel is kneeling before this hideous creature in a trance and is not herself. The power of the Mlezi began to glow and protect the warriors so they would not be taken over or possessed by Bastet. saying akutukananu coming behind Abooksigun, Bastet de Meanor Changes. The walls close in on Abooksigun and his men as she grows taller. Substantial green vines and trees surround the demon in the middle of the forest. As she grows, she becomes as large as 10 adult male elephants platted on top of each other and morbidly obese as she grows. Even more vines, rods, and thick tree trunks wrapped around her skin, becoming fat with the leaves of the people she had taken. Bastet is also as green as the forest around her, full of envy and greed. Each vine connects to her skull, causing the twigs to quickly turn into thick rods as she resembles the false god Medusa. The vines and rods are alive. They seldom move as Bastet controls them. There is a gigantic size cauldron in front of her as well, that sits on huge gray granite stones. She uses this to set the future and cast spells on people's lives. Bastet has many fallen souls underneath her power. Those souls walked on those bridges connected to the vines that protrude from her skull, giving those who walked it all their heart's desire in exchange for their servitude and souls. Bastet ignores Abooksigun and smiles at akutukananu midaugter, you have come back to me. Boutome akutukananu. Serve me, and I will give you all this and more. She shows. Akutukananu dressed in a black cloak with a long dagger in her rigged hand with a gold handle. Akutukananu is hovering over a titi that is burning. People are streaming, and Akutukananu has total power and kills without mercy. Akutukananu is infuriated at what she is shown. I do not acknowledge you. You have been the bane of my very existence. Traitor of the living God. There is nothing you can offer me to betray the King of Spirits. A heavenly host appears, lazy and everyone's guardians. A brilliant, blinding light shines, sending the darkness fleeing. Abooksigun says lazy and tells Bastet, that's rude of you. Here I go, spilling me goods out to you, and you just ignore me. Selfish. I wasn't finished with my story. Abooksigun could tell when one of the speedsters had made it as he saw Bastet shakes her head in pain, but he continued, so you have brought us back here to kill us all, once and for all, so you think to prove to your master that you're return. You think you will get promoted or something. To end my story before I was so rudely ignored, the Brookes got their bench back. I'm taking this land back for me people. Mlezi said to Abooksigun, go forth and conquer all. Abooksigun could tell that another one of the speedsters had made it as he saw Bastet shake her head in pain as he continued, I'll repeat myself. Maybe you didn't hear me the first time. So, you have brought us back here to kill us all. Bastet screams in absolute fury. Ethan looks down at the water and hears Bastet saying, I'm a stump, a mud hole in this beach. Ethan used his powerful legs and stomped so hard the air cracked, which reached Bastet's cauldron, causing it to fall over at that same time. Abooksigun ordered. The speedster holding the water to release it, killing over half of Bastet's possessed host that started to come out of her. Bastet became infuriated as her ears filled with pain, and thus possessed incinerated. You son of a bitch, your trickery will be your death, shouted Bastet. The vines and rods surrounded them, rowing at least 10 stories high, and started to break into pieces as she shouted at Akutukananu. Bastet grew taller and bigger, saying, you cannot betray me, Akutukananu. You will die. She commands all tose soulless bodies, including Akunsimbel, to attack the warriors. Thousands attack Abooksigun and his men, watching the water and waiting on the rest of the speedster to return. Once the last speedster returned, Abooksigun gave amigiti batletre, iwa. They charge into war. Abooksigun shouted, fall back. Abooksigun started his kata, and the entire group began their katas. The Abre and Everione's guardians stood beside them as Akutukananu reassured Everione, saying, remember, this creature is treating this same doubt in the others, but focus on your pain and give it us about. When Abooksigun shouts, point the dio, give up all your pain, anxiety, and sorrow, and you will never say it again. Trace came crashing down to earth, and Abooksigun shouted, pong the dong. On one accord, the Abre and Everione shouted with all their might. All their pain and hurt rushed out of them and into Bastet, and the guardian of guardians shouted as well. The forest was just inches from crashing down on them all, but not on a person wavered from Sabaoth. Bastet and all of the vines and rods turned into a pillar of black dust and evaporated in the wind. After the dust had cleared, there remained many people who had returned to themselves. Laid out over the field, thousands of unconscious people began to wake. Akutukananu ran to Akunsimbel, Akun. Wake up. Ja warriors ran to assist the people as Abooksigun approached the guardian of guardians. Thanks so much for your help. I never met you before, my name is Abooksigun. The guardian said, yes, I know, the human tongue cannot pronounce my name, but I'm known as Michael in the Torah. Abooksigun was shocked. Yes, of course, I've heard of you. It's truly an honor to meet you. Kush looked at Big Ma, man, they show her. Big Ma said, show you rigged. Big Ma continued, they all left New York and headed south. On their way there, they built another memorial in honor of the fallen Walkatilians of New York. Sabaoth made way for them to find those he left behind on their journey to New York, and they retreated some people for Sabaoth. Then they headed to Atlanta, where they found Abavanan and his family. They stayed there for a few weeks, and Abavanan, his wife's clan, and many others were enlightened and traveled with them. Kush saw Big Ma was stirred as she started slurring her words, Wakatilians, Anakatas, and Computans journey for months together, learning and serving Sabaoth as they headed toward Arizona. They said it was rigged before dawn, and they were just miles away from Tallulah between Jackson and Vicksburg, Mississippi. A circular object with a large beam of light coming from its center and many smaller lights circling it, going right to left, then left to right, appeared before them in the sky. Fear had consumed them all except Abooksigun because he remembered it in his father's past. Mlezis voite echoed, be not afraid, for he is a prophet of Sabaoth. There was no sound coming from the craft as it lowered itself a few feet above the ground as vapor slowly became clouds. Many grabbed their weapons, but Abooksigun reassured them, did you not hear the voice of the messenger, the ancient Mfariji? This is where we get the sun from. He's a prophet. The cloud became thicker and thicker within seconds, and a figure appeared 8 feet tall with grayish-white skin. Please don't be alarmed, for Sabaoth has sent me. Prophet said telepathically as he gestured for them to sit. Please, sit, the being said to them, I have come a long way just to speak to you all. He talk of a golden chain with a black marble like vial about half an inch long from around his neck, his son. There is no need to fear, for him a servant of the Most High, and this is my son as proof. My name is, and him one of many species who have visited earth. Many times and for many years, centuries even. Were called Thelathini biur people centuries ago, and my species worship and service about. Many have refused to believe that anyone exists besides themselves. Prophet turns to Abooksigun, like he told your father many years ago, so that you all know he will repeat it. There are over 100 billion galaxies in the Foreign universe and 500 billion planets in the Milky Way alone, and to think humans are alone by themselves here on this tiny planet is ridiculous. On a world have to imagine an ant sitting on a table in your home. Humans are the ants and the earth is the table. Your universe world be the room in which the table sits. Therefore, what world be the other rooms? What world be the house next door and even greater outside the house, the atmosphere, or even space? Humans world be false to think that they were the only beings. Foolish thinking for foolish people. Some teams refer to our rate as the third party. We are conscious beings that are telepathic whose humanoid shaped were born when it was written. Let Terre be light, and it was light, so we are born millenniums before your species and in another galaxy. Other species have come to observe, some to conquer. We come to protect you from them and sometimes from yourself. Many come with ill will because about chose your species over them. After all, they existed before you. Yet you fight among yourself for the silliest reasons. Your species is the chosen race, the most incredible creation of about because you have a free will. We were smarter, we use a significant percentage of our brains, and we are more intelligent than you, but in a very creation before yours, their jealousy turned into envy, and this hatred is from many of the creations before yours. Your species is nave, and many even started worshipping our kind. Some governments welcome them, and in return, they share their technology with your kind, knowing many would become greedy and destroy the planet. And so it did, but the plans of Sabaoth cannot and will not be stopped. When righteousness is more, evil itself cannot be seen. No, sin is stronger among you, and righteousness is less. This is why your so-called Abenians have come to earth. The evil one, or the great deceiver, has stomped out the many leagues of Sabaoth through lust, greed, and power. Remember when he said earlier that evil itself could not be seen when righteousness is more? No, evil is more, and very few serve righteousness, therefore the Abenians are here on earth. Well, before the Abenian, as you call them, came to earth, there were more righteous people, and their presence was seen, but they were here in spirit and have been here since their fall, only possessing those who were truly evil. But the hearts of many have become cold. The preacher preaches prosperity instead of love. Technology led to laziness, readiness, perversion, and lust. As the evil grows on earth, the fallen angels of Sabaoth could then come in their original form before. They fell from grace on the spirits, no flesh, to deceive and pervert the words of Sabaoth to men. Prophet turns to Abooksigun, now I have come for the second time to take you of world to do what you have done in New York on a larger scale. To guide those that believe and train them in pong the dong for the last days are here, and it's time to obey about's will. Chose how you place, and let's be on our way. Abooksigun started picking individuals, but many volunteered, even Akunsimbel. Akutukananu is left behind and tells them to make it across the country and be disciples for Sabbath and to gather those that believe. A thick cloud appeared, and it got thinner and thinner. The spaceship hovered a few feet about them, and it was gone within a blink of an eye. The rest traveled here and some continued to Arizona. Big Ma's Miles, well, that's the end, child. It's time for me to go to bed. I'll see you in the morning. Big Ma gets up and rubs her eyes, saying, oh, you can open that box now. It belongs to you anyway, and your father came be to give you this. She reached into a drawer and pulled out a large knife, Oldones knife. Who shouted? Big Ma continued walking toward her bedroom. Yeah, he said he was sorry he couldn't send you off, but there is so much going on in Thomastown, and he hoped you'll understand. Kush Miles, believe me, I understand. He's a hard worker and an even harder fighter. Big Ma closes her bedroom door, saying, good night. Kush sat on the sofa and opened the box. There was a note and an eclate. Holding up the chain, and there was a silver penny with a sun. He unfolds the note and reads, this now belongs to you, love mamalean, aka akutukananu. Kush heard a loud voice. Big Ma shouted, Fush, you're going to be late for your departure. If you don't get your ass up, child, it yeah about 9 o'clock. Kush jumped, I don't even remember falling asleep, Big Ma. He got dressed, grabbed a few pieces of bacon, and stuffed 2 pancakes in his mouth. He jumped on his ski-craft. Big Ma shouts at him, Here, take this with cha, eat some music and some speeches I found for you. Don't go around listening to that juke and letting it into your spirit. Abooksigun grabbed the devite without looking at it, rushed to the fairgrounds, and ran as fast as he could, hearing his name being called, Tush. Is there a Kush present? Out of breath Kush raised his hand, I am Tush. The end. Copyright 1922 Bill James Bolin. All material was written by James Bolin and Shakida Dennis.